Yes.
So as we're going through socials, what has also been ridiculous, has been, I think, let me call it the social media fervor. Can I say that
Fervor.
right?
That's a good
As
word.
against Travis Hunter.
Yeah. And it's kind
And
of against his girlfriend as well, right? Or his significant, or fiance, whatever it is. His
it has
significant.
agree with that. So Travis Hunter won the Heisman, won the Bolentikoff, best wide receiver and best DB for the Jim Thorpe Award. People are up in
Let me
arms about it.
let me stop you there. Being a
Mhm.
former UConn corner, what do you feel like
You
he's
mean
a good corner?
great UConn corner? But go ahead. Sorry, you left the word. You left out an adjective. Sorry, just you left out an adjective. I just wanted to make sure to have that cleaned up.
All right. What is he a good? Do you think he's a better corner, or do you think he's a better wide receiver?
Uh, so to answer the question directly, he is a better corner at the moment, but you don't have skill development focused purely on the wide receiver end, and he's so raw at wide receiver and is still torching folks that you wonder what it would look like if he really took one position, one or the other, more serious than the next than the other, and seeing what he would look like after molding and sculpting to perfect that craft for that singular position. So he could be a better wide receiver, honestly, because he tracks the ball unbelievably. And then with the way the rules are, especially when you get to the next level, you can't get touched. Even if you do get popped one time, it's a flag, and then now they're hesitant in the secondary to try and come back at you off of an errant throw by a QB that leads you into a cloud cover down on the cover two, or like throwing into the zone. Normally, when Troy Polamalu or Ryan Clark, to his credit, would come and pop your helmet off. You don't do that nowadays. So I will say right now, corner, because he reads the game. It's unbelievable if you really watch his tape. Even though he only had 4 picks, I think he was second in the nation when it comes to receiving touchdowns. But people were like, "Oh, he wasn't the best in his position." He is playing at an elite level on both sides of the ball, and snap count is important because no one has done this. Champ Bailey didn't do it to this level. People always try and say he's like a glorified Miles Jack. Miles Jack did not do this nearly as close to this level. Charles Woodson had aspects to this, but not to the same degree that you see
No, not close. I think he
with
had like
Travis.
23 snaps on offense.
Yeah,
And that
so
punt return that Charles Woodson ran back, that's iconic. That was his only punt return touchdown of the year.
yeah, so no one that we have seen, and
No.
not even have recency bias throughout the modern era,
No.
has done what he has done. So he deserved, because he was the best college football player overall in college football today, the year 2024. Now, to Ashton Genty's year that he had, unbelievable year. And it sucked that he came up against a buzzsaw of a player in Travis Hunter, because he rightfully deserved the Heisman in his own right, for being able to put the stats up and sitting in third and fourth quarters, blowing out some teams. He got some garbage time stats in there as well, because you have to do that when you have a Heisman
who didn't.
front runner.
But I think I like like someone said, what's difficult in what he did, which is similar to Barry Sanders' year back when Barry Sanders was at Oklahoma State, is you knew he was getting the ball, right? You knew he was getting the ball 30 times, and he still put up those numbers. And I think that's what's also so impressive about what he did.
Yeah, and so I think it sucked that Genty couldn't get it this year. You wish he could get the acclaim by himself, in the 2025, but it's not how it works. In the court of public opinion, everybody's going to say that he is their Heisman winner. But I would look at it like this. I mean, people, you don't even, as you go to your 9 to 5, I'm included in this. I don't, it's hard to give effort, the full elite type of effort that you need to give to start the morning and to finish the morning off. There's lapses in the day where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take a couple plays off because I can, and it's not gonna hurt anybody. I'm gonna still get my check at the end of the day. I'm gonna still be productive. But you know what? If I really graded myself today, about a 72%. You can't do that. You can't do that at the highest level in college football to take plays off if you want to be on offense and defense and give the same production. So think about it in the sense of what you would do yourself personally, not from an athletic standpoint, but just from an effort standpoint in your every single day. Being able to put something in effort 100% into what you're doing and say if you're a jack of all trades, if you're a Swiss Army knife for your organization, your corporation, your business, knowing that you got to be on point 24/7, you got lapses. You're taking plays off. You're not giving 100% effort. So look at it from that standpoint, under that spectrum, and be like, you know what? Now I get it. He deserves it. The stats might not have been better, but for what he had to do, yeah, I get it.
He was great. He was great. I thought he was deserving of the Heisman. I think where you were going at the beginning of this, I know I cut you off, is just kind of the weirdness online with everyone talking about him and talking about his relationship and all these things. We live in a weird world, right? Where we're more enthralled with drama and like the social media aspect of stuff than we are like, what someone actually did, right? And what he did, and to your point, is everything you just laid out. He went out, played a ton of snaps on offense and defense, did it at an incredibly high level, and we should be congratulating this young man on what he was able to accomplish. And I think on the back end, we all hope that you hope things go well for someone in their life, and it's not our life though. We need to let this young man, like you think about it, man, especially for some of these kids having to live under the spotlight of social media. Like, remember when you were 19, 20, and 21 years old? Remember when you got a girlfriend and were caught up in it and all the things, right? Like, it's weird because we're watching it on social media and we're watching these kids kind of grow up before us. But I think people forget like what they were like as kids or what they were like when they were in college, And I think just allowing these kids to live and have the grace to be able to make whatever, if it's a mistake or not mistake or whatever, just to kind of be who they are. And we don't allow that today because of how social media works, which is unfortunate.
No, I'm with you. I think it's so easy how people turn into NIMBYs, some not in my backyard type folks. And then you forget how you were and not giving grace to people, being in the moment that you have now outgrown and have, you grow up and get a better light for yourself, but you don't extend that same grace that people afforded you. So it is funny to look at it that way. Yeah. So it'll be great to see